Welcome to Influential Sports. In this video, I'm going to be going over the top 10 sports to watch. And this is all my opinion. There's a lot of different sports in the world. I love watching sports, but this is my list of the top 10 sports to watch. And starting with number 10, we have golf. It's not the most exciting sport, but it's also not as boring as some people make it seem. Obviously, Tiger Woods, one of the greatest of all time. Don't know much about golf. Want to get into more watching it next year. But golf, it's a pretty solid sport. Not the most exciting, like I said, but it's not necessarily super boring either. It's just you have to have a certain appreciation for sports, and all sports have different things that they bring to the table. At number 9, I have tennis. As much as I know about tennis, is Serena and Venus Williams, two of the best women's tennis players. That's another sport I want to get into going into 2025, learning it more, watching it more. But it's definitely been watching in the summertime. Sometimes it's a pretty fun sport to watch. And it can definitely be entertaining moments, down to the wire games. And that's number 9. Number 8, I have boxing. There's some great boxers like Conor McGregor, obviously Mike Tyson. He was one of the top guys all the time. His fight recently wasn't that great, but boxing, also another sport I don't know a lot about, but I'm going to get into more into 2025. That's what I have number 8, because you never really know what's going to happen. I mean, sometimes you got the odds, of course, so you have a pretty good gauge to what might happen, but it's usually unpredictable, so I have boxing at number 8. At number 7, I have volleyball. Fell in love with volleyball a few years ago, watching Creighton's college team. They're really great. Some of the girls in college volleyball, like Raven Colvin, Anna DeVere, they're some of the top names. You got the Pro Volleyball Federation going into its second season. The NCAA volleyball championship playoffs is going on right now. And for volleyball, it being at 7, it's very unpredictable. It was some upsets in the college volleyball playoffs with Florida State, one of the best teams throughout the season, losing in the first round. That's an exciting sport to watch. There's so many different aspects of it. Obviously, you need to have a good serve, because those serve errors can kill a team at the end of a game. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And all these sports have different elements to them that make them fun to watch. Like the element of, is this game going to 5 sets, or is it going to be 3 sets? Like Purdue had a game against Western Michigan that I've referenced 3 times now, which ended in a sweep with Purdue winning all 3 sets, but it was really competitive. And then it'd be games that go to 5 sets, but it won't necessarily, but only 4 of the sets are competitive. So like I said, volleyball, I have it at number 7. At number 6, I have hockey. And this really came as a surprise to me, because I've only been watching hockey for 2 years now, including this season. But just seeing some of what I watched last season and seeing how the Stanley Cup played out with the Florida Panthers winning, hockey is really fun to watch. Another element to hockey is that they'll just have full-on fights and the refs won't do anything about it. At least for the most part, they are fighting on ice, so it makes sense that they want to get involved a lot. But like guys like Connor McDavid, one of the best of all time. It's definitely been a joy watching hockey, and I've enjoyed it. So I got that as number 6 as one of the top sports to watch currently. Number 5, I have baseball. Baseball is really fun to watch. Some people don't appreciate it because the games can be too long, where they're going to 9 innings, and the game doesn't stop until you have a winner. But I think that's the best part about it. Like, these guys will be going all the way to 2 a.m. in the morning trying to get a winner. Obviously, the Dodgers are potentially building a super team, so maybe not the best brand of baseball or best brand in any sports when super teams exist, but it's still fine. The World Series was still fun to watch with the Yankees and Dodgers. The Yankees had a real shot at winning it. So, yeah, baseball is fun to watch. People don't appreciate it enough. Sometimes it can be pretty long and get boring at times, but that's what all sports feels like. A game can drag. But yeah, I have baseball at number 5. Number 4 is definitely a hot take, but I have bowling at number 4. Cal Troop, Justin Knowles, EJ Tackett, just 3 of the top guys. And there's some other guys that I didn't mention, but like watching bowling over the last few years, like it's such an excitement to it They had the strike derby, which earlier this year was Jesper Stevenson. He won, and he was the 7th-ranked guy out of 8. So that was just really impressive to see him go on that run. Out of 8 guys, he was ranked 7, and he ended up winning the whole thing. Also with the PBA Elite League, you got the teams competing and stuff like that. So it's like, and there's so much pressure on you to win on your own. Like, if it's a sport where it comes to you have the most pressure to win, it has to be something like either bowling or golf or even tennis, because most of the times you're alone and you're by yourself, so you're trying to do whatever you can to get that win. And so I just I've grown to love bowling, watching it. It's been fun. I'm gonna try out for the bowling team when I go to college. But yeah, it's definitely a top sport, and like I said, this is all my opinion. So you disagree, that's completely fine. But I have had that as one of the top sports to watch. Now we're into the top 3, and this is when it gets really tricky, because the sports that I have top 3, I feel like it's all interchangeable. But at number 3, I have football. We see upsets happen. We've seen at least 2 to 3 upsets happen every week in college football this year. So that's really exciting. Obviously, things happen in the NFL. Like, even though the Cowboys are struggling, they beat the Commanders a few weeks ago. I also got the aspects of injuries, which that never helps. Like, people are always hurt. It's just a part of the game. Like the hit Trevor Lawrence took, that was unfortunate. Azeez Al-Shaair, he was suspended for it, as he should have been. The hate comments weren't necessary. But football, having a 3, it's really fun to watch. But it's definitely, the only negative to football is how much the refs get involved. Like, obviously, if it's a pass interference or if it's a hold, call it. But the calls need to be fair. It can't just be a pick and choose when you want to throw the flag, because it doesn't make the game as fun. But I still enjoy it. I still love watching it. You have the teams like the Panthers, who are 3-10, but they've been in some close games recently with the Chiefs, with the Buccaneers, with the Eagles. They've been fighting in some of these games. Bryce Young has all 4 of his career wins are game-winning drives. Aside from that, he don't have any other career wins, which is a funny stat, but that's just how football works. Lamar Jackson, he struggles against the Steelers every time they play. So it's always storylines and stuff in football. So I had to put football at number 3. Number 2, I have basketball. I've always been a fan of basketball. I was watching basketball before I started watching football. So I really think that's why I have it up here. But we've seen teams go in the playoffs in the NBA make deep runs, like the Heat, like the Lakers, as lower-seeded teams. We've seen teams like the Hawks and the Pacers get all the way to the conference finals. Then the next year, they just kind of fall off or don't get back to that same level that they were at that previous year. Then obviously with college basketball, you got upsets as well. UConn losing 3 in a row in the Maui Invitational. Got Kansas just lost back-to-back games. They were number 1 ranked. Then the rankings will be out this week, and they'll probably fall after taking back-to-back losses. So it's just fun seeing. I think the development is definitely trending in the wrong way for players, and that's why the viewership is going down. I've seen it in youth basketball as well. Just like it's a problem with the coaching. But I have basketball at number 2. Then at number 1, we have wrestling. Whether it be WWE, AEW, TNA, New Japan Pro, Lucha Libre, AAA, even older promotions like WCW or Lucha Underground, still got Ring of Honor, like all these different promotions. Like, I've been watching wrestling for a very long time, and it's definitely my favorite sport to watch. And I just think the aspect of the storytelling is amazing when it comes to wrestling. Obviously, people want to say, well, it's fake, this and that. Well, it's not necessarily fake. The outcome is predetermined, yes, but it's a lot of work that these wrestlers have to put in. Bianca Belair, one of the best, if not the best women's wrestler on the roster right now, consistently putting on good matches even when the shows are dead. So it's just like, it's a certain aspect of wrestling that people don't understand, and it's definitely my favorite sport to watch. I've been watching it for the longest. If you aren't into it, I definitely say get into it, because it's fun to watch. But that's it for my top 10 sports to watch. Once again, this is all my opinion and what I preference, so if you disagree, that's fine. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Peace.